Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 24th, 2025, 8:10 a.m. Coming to you from Hotsy Totsy, Central Georgia. Oh my goodness, yesterday it was in the low 90s. Today I think it's going to be even hotter. And let me tell you, in the South, in the southern United States, that sun is hot. Honestly, I think, yeah, we're closer, I don't know, we're closer to the sun or something. Anyhow, I feel like, say, 90 degrees here feels hotter than 90 degrees up north. Well, unless you're on a city street. And then that heat radiating back up to you. Whoa. Anyhow, yeah, I went to the pool with a friend yesterday, and we were just so hot, even though we had gotten wet and everything, that we went home because, it was just too much. Well, and even in the shade, I was in the shade. So anyhow, well, it's going to be another hot one today, but it is bright, blue sky, so it's very pretty looking outside. Alrighty, so I told you yesterday that I would froth some whole milk, okay? And actually, I found another one of my see-through mugs. I've just got those two Lungo cups, which are in the dishwasher. The little measuring thing I used yesterday in the dishwasher, but I do have this one. It's pretty big. This is my pessimist's mug that says, "This glass is now half empty." It says it, with the measuring line. Anyhow, so we'll go over here. Very careful so I don't knock the whole phone into the sink. Alrighty, and I turn it a little bit more. There we go. So here's the milk frother. Here, I'll try it like this. And now I'm filling it up to the minimum line, or it's the lowest line that's marked in the thing, okay? And I'll give it a turn on. Here, we'll watch it a little bit if we can see through the top. One thing I do like about cow's milk is how white it is. It's just such a nice, bright white. And I don't know, that's appetizing to me. Maybe because it reminds me of whipped cream. Anyhow, so it's going round and round. And I'm afraid that it is going to froth too high. But we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on it here. Here's the little spout thing. So if it gets up near there, I'll know I need to shut it off. Oh, golly. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to get ready. If it starts going over here, then I'll shut it off. Okay. I think it's getting close. We'll see if the thing can finish. Oh, good. Okay, it stopped itself. Oh, okay, wonderful. Perfect. I wonder if they, made this thing with cow's milk. Let me go get my phone stand here. Oh, all right, it's back. Oh, it's still on the sink. Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is whole milk. I'm going to make this the way I usually make my coffee, which is a cafe reverso. I put the milk, oh, look at that froth. Wow. Oh my goodness. I ought to add like the eggnog, skinny syrup to it or something. Oh, look at that. Before I froth it and just eat it like that. Let me taste it. Wow. I know that you're going to think this sounds ridiculous for me to say this brings back memories. But, when I was growing up, golly, until the last maybe 10 years, milk was cow's milk for everybody, or goat's milk for some people. So tasting this brings back memories like of my childhood even, because everybody drank cow's milk. In fact, I think for all of my childhood and possibly part of my teen years, all there was whole milk. Or I wasn't aware of there being any other. Maybe there was whole milk and skim milk. And skim milk was kind of like water. So anyhow, yeah, I go down rabbit holes here. I've got Vienna Lungo, which is a nice mellow lungo. It's not too much of this or too much of that. It's just like a nice sort of middle of the ground, but the flavor is really delicious. So I'm, look at that. My gosh, that's amazing. This is the kind of froth that you want. Look at it. Okay. Here we go, the lungo button. And Linda has joined us this morning. Good morning, Linda. And anyone else who's out there watching. I'm making Vienna Lungo, but I have frothed whole cow's milk. And it has made the most amazing froth. You know what it's kind of like? It reminds me a little bit of like if you're making a meringue for pie and you whip the egg whites up really stiff, except it tastes a lot better than just plain old egg whites. Oh, so look, can you read that? This glass is now half empty. You know, I'm not a pessimist, but I just get a kick out of what it says on this. All right, so we've got, you know, froth separates into the liquid of whatever you made it with, the liquid cow's milk or almond milk or whatever. And then we have a layer of the coffee, and then we've got the frothy stuff. And oh my goodness. This just seems like it'd be a real treat. Now, I really wish I had added some skinny syrup to this, to the froth, because that would be so yummy. Just kind of mix a bunch of it in here. Kind of give the froth a coffee flavor. Oh yeah, that's good. Now, actually, the froth could use a little sweetener, but I'm going to taste, you know, the whole coffee thing here. Try to mix things up a little more there. And look, I mean, the froth is still, you know, you could make a little peak with it still. Good. So. Okay. The cow's milk, and maybe it's because I'm not used to it for many years here, it has or brings out a little bit of an astringency to it, sort of, you know, puckery thing in your mouth. It does need sweetener, and I have got just the sweetener for it this morning. Eggnog, skinny syrup. Oh, this is going to be good. I know it is. I just have to be careful, of course, not to add too much. All right. Because I have to remember that, you know, I don't have all that much coffee in here. I've got 3.7 ounces, and then all the rest of this is milk. It's probably actually half and half. I'm destroying a lot of the froth here by really mixing it around because it's bursting a lot of the bubbles that make up the froth. Okay, or it's making the bubbles a lot smaller. There's still a lot floating on top, right? Maybe I'm not destroying anything at all. Oh my gosh. Let me just taste the froth. I was right. I've got a little bit of this left here. I will have to froth that up when I want a sweet treat with the eggnog or some other skinny syrup. Oh my gosh, it'll be like eating whipped cream or something. Okay, this is the kind of thing, honestly, that if you were, going to get a special coffee at some sort of coffee place, or Starbucks or whatever. Let me pop this back in the fridge, okay? This is the kind of thing that you would pay the big bucks for, all right? This is so yummy. Now, I can still taste the coffee, but I think next time I try this, I won't froth up the rest of the milk to just eat it with a spoon. I think I'm going to save it for one more try, but use less milk in proportion to the coffee, because I don't know, I guess my mind goes to sweet treats, and it's a little bit, I think could use more coffee flavor. I can add another capsule, right? To restore some of that coffee flavor to it. Let's do that. All righty. So you know what? I'm going to add an espresso. So, okay, that's my Lungos. Here we go. What do we have here? We have Venezia, Cortado, Oscuro, Colombia, let's see, Nicaragua. You know what? I'm going to add an arpeggio, because, well, should I add? No. Oh my goodness, I'm going to not add an arpeggio. I'm going to add a Venezia. See if we can get this out of here. Oh, I'm going to have to take the whole box out to get it out. Oh, I hope there's some left in there. So let's see what we've got here. We've got, oh, okay. This is going to go well because the, okay, hang on. Oh, there. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I need 3 hands to manage all of this. The Vienna Lungo has malted cereal notes. This has toasted cereal notes. Oh my gosh. Oh, all right. Oh, but there's just one more left in here. I'm gonna have to put it in order soon. All right. And this is an espresso, okay? So as soon as the machine heats up, I'm gonna run it into here. Here we go. All right, espresso button. This should really bolster up the coffee flavor here. All righty. I was gonna have 2 cups of coffee this morning anyway, so. Okay. Definitely stronger coffee flavor. This is good. Once again, I have made something that could have been great into something that's just good by adding too much sweetener. Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to just, stop adding sweetener. Or you know what? Maybe I just go back to adding a few sprinkles of Splenda or something like that. You know, it's when you're pouring something like this, so you're good, you're good, you're good. And then all of a sudden it reaches a tipping point where a whole, you know, it balances this way instead of this way. It's really easy to pour too much in. Now, some people have said to me, well, why don't you get those pumper things, you know, like they have at the coffee shops to put in your stuff? Two reasons. One is that I usually use, just a very small amount, not like what a pump would be. But also here in the South, we have a lot of little flying bugs, gnats and stuff. And they would end up going up the spout and either, hanging around up there or dying. And I don't like to keep any sort of open food or drink around the house for very long because, you go outside, you come back in, and, as the door opens and pulls the air in with it, in comes who knows what. The South is very alive region with lots of life going on, including little flying things that you don't even notice until you see some little tiny black speck floating in your coffee, or you feel like a little tickly thing and, oh my gosh, it's a gnat. Which, it's not that bad. Some of them bite. That's bad. But anyway, so that's why I don't use a pumper thing. Anyhow, so here I am, and with my pessimist's mug. You know what? I think there's a way to turn this around, and I never remember how to do it. I won't try to do it this morning. I always end up with disasters, but it does say this glass is now half empty. And the half that I'm drinking really tastes pretty good. So, okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you can enjoy the summer. Of course, I haven't seen Josh on here for a while. He's from Melbourne, Australia, where it is winter. But, they have a warm, it's hot there. Like their Santas come on jet skis and stuff like that and surfboards. Anyhow, so am I right? Is it winter there? Oh my goodness, I get so confused because, wait, our winter, December is winter here. It's summer there. So yeah, now, okay, so it's winter there as far as the season. You know what? Josh is going to have to get on here sometime and explain it to me again. I just cannot keep in my head the way the whole thing works. But, I was looking last night on the internet, and Chris Hemsworth is from Melbourne also. Chris Hemsworth, well, he doesn't have bat wings angel wings. My other older lady friends call him angel wings. Anyhow, but the muscly actor that played Thor and some other kind of cool parts. And he's going to play The Witcher in season 4 that should be coming up sometime this year because Henry Cavill left. Now, I don't know a lot about actors and actresses, only the very few that interest me. So it's really easy online to sound authoritative about stuff, but yeah, most people, they don't really know that much what they're talking about. Like me, I'll tell you, oh yes, and this has, cereal notes to it. It is made of beans from, New York City and Antarctica, and it's very delicious. It has notes of like roses and, I can sound like I know what I'm saying, but it's, don't believe everything that you hear and see on the internet. All right, I better go now and drink up my coffee and get around here, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, sorry for being so silly.